Hello and welcome to our Minisode with our first guest that we are so excited about. We have literally Lizzie here today. Do you want to tell everyone your socials and kind of what you do so that they can all find you and watch your content?
Yeah, absolutely. So all my socials are under literally Lizzie on all platforms, and I pretty much just do my makeup and share spooky stories.
And it's Lizzie with an I.
Lizzie with an I, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, she also does sometimes tell spooky stories or does paranormal content as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
Nice.
I ghost hunt on my YouTube, but my main account is TikTok. Even with all like the rockiness that's been going on this week with it. And that's typically where I do my storytelling. And if people want to follow up on a story or learn more about a haunted location that I've talked about, I just kind of lead them over to my YouTube and they can actually see it in person.
okay, I have a question. Watching you
Yeah.
do the scary makeup or the horror
Mhm.
makeup or all different kinds of cool ass makeup, are you doing it backwards in your phone?
Wait, what do you mean? Like, you mean like the mirror image?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah. I just
using
use
your
like the
phone?
TikTok camera. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I always wonder if it's mirrored and you're like doing it backwards.
Wait. I don't think it's any different than a regular mirror, right? Because isn't a mirror kind of backwards anyways?
I don't know.
I think it would be normal because if
Yeah.
you turn it around, sometimes it flips. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'd be like reversed. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
unless you turn it, it would be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, that's so impressive that she does her makeup backwards. But either way, impressive.
I can't do
Imagine
that.
I'm like doing it opposite.
I can barely do mine forwards.
Same.
Oh my gosh.
Clearly.
No, there's like no right or wrong way to do makeup.
No,
Oh,
really,
gosh.
there's not. You're
Mhm.
right.
Yeah. But so how did you get into doing this cool ass horror, scary kind of makeup?
Yeah, so basically I downloaded TikTok like most people in 2020. I don't know if is that kind of whenever you guys got into it too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was so bored over the pandemic. And I originally did it because I was like, I need something to do today. So like, let me at least just like learn a dance or some kind of thing that can like get me through today, like have another hour pass. So that was what I originally downloaded the app for. But then I started to like tell stories on there, but it wasn't scary stories. It was actually stories about like myself just like doing stupid shit in high school. And then those ended up doing so well that other people from my high school like started reaching out to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to tell a story about myself, like doing stupid shit. I was like, okay, like I'll tell your story. And so people originally followed me for like these like high school stories. And I love doing it, but I also would like make makeup videos too because I love doing makeup, but like nobody ever watched those. Like nobody cared about the makeup videos. Like they would get like 10 likes, just non-existent. And then so like one day I was like, well, like I grew up watching YouTubers that would like combine those two things together. So I kind of like imitated what I'd grown up watching and was like, well, maybe I'll, since people follow me for these stories, like I'll like do my makeup while I'm sharing these. And my first one that I ever made was in August of 2020, and it was a paranormal story time. And it kind of just, it did well. Actually, no, it didn't do well the first time at all. And I was like, oh, dang, like that's a bummer because I like really thought that I had something good with that. But then I reposted it a week later and it took off. And then I was like, okay, like now I can start doing this.
Wait, was that the story about the house?
Yes, yeah. It was a story about the house that my roommate and I used to live at. And it's like 5 minutes from here. It's not far at all.
Oh, nice.
I know.
And
yeah.
see, I love stuff like that. You can sit and tell me stories all day long. I like just hearing personal stories.
Oh my, same. It's like, for me, that's like some of the best stuff too, because it's like, it's interesting how it's impacted people so differently, like experiences with the paranormal. Because some people get so like, I feel like I got very like addicted to it, but my roommate, opposite experience. Like she just wanted like nothing to do with it. Like after like what we experienced over at that house.
Okay, so since you've already done a talk on your, I assume, TikTok about the creepy house, share a story with us. Maybe something that you shared from there.
Oh yeah, and I can talk about the house too.
Perfect.
If that
Yes.
works. Yeah. So so in 2019, I had actually, this is something that like I don't really talk about online, but I'm super happy to share on here. But I went through a divorce and it was pretty major, and I, was like ready to like, I was also young at the time, got married young, divorced
Mm-hmm.
young, very weird. But one of my good friends had just got her first house during that time, and she was like, you know what, like I know you're like starting over again. I know that this has been like really rough for you. Like, how about you just come move in with me? And so it seemed like a really good situation. We went to high school together and absolutely adored her. And the house was like very cute and like feminine and girly. It looked very cottagey on the inside. And there was very just like good vibes in the house. But the one thing that really just was very off-putting about the house whenever I decided to move in was the shed that was in the backyard. There was two sheds back there, and one of them had religious symbols like covering the walls, and had different photos, almost like Mod Podge into the walls too. And I can send you guys like a little like photo too of like what this looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a great photo of it because I just didn't think that I would ever like share this online. So it's kind of like old blurry like Snapchat screenshots and stuff. Because we'd have friends come over and I'd like show them this to like freak them out because I'm like, what is this? This is absolutely terrifying. But I don't remember exactly like what all of the things said, but I know that there was like different stars out there, and the hand that's used in like Hinduism for protection that has like the eyeball in the middle. And those are the ones that like stand out in my head the most. But there was also full blown like almost like manifesto like pages with like writing on it. Also Mod Podge to the
You
wall.
got it.
Thanks. So that was the only part of the house that was like, okay, this is weird, but like you got a good deal on this house. Like this is, this is exciting. So I moved in, and obviously it wasn't like the best time in my life, like mentally or emotionally. And it really wasn't in hers either. So I think that her and I, and we're like in our early 20s, like I turned like 21 there. So it's like, let's go out to like clubs for the first time. Let's go here for the first time. So both her and I like were just drinking a lot like during this period. But the first thing that I remember, and she was a night shift nurse at the time, and the first thing I remember is I was sound asleep. She would get home at like 5, 6 a.m. And one of the days she came home, she just screamed like as loud as possible. And I woke up, opened the door, walked out to check on her, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, I don't know what I saw, but it looked like there was like a man, like a large man at the end of the hallway. And I was like, okay, that's very scary. But he's not like, he's probably just a shadow, probably just a freaky shadow. We kind of chalked it up to her being tired, and I went back to bed, and we kind of like moved on from that. Well, as the weeks proceeded, she continued to like come home and see things, and she would scream when she would see things behind her in the mirror. She saw something wrapped around the door frame. She would also see like, this is the part I don't know, this is the part that I didn't like include in my story online because I don't know, like this might be like more of like a censored thing. So if you want to cut this out, you can, or I don't know if like how that works. But she would also like see the shadow doer, like I'm trying to think of how to say that actually.
We can say it however on here.
Okay,
Let it go.
I'm trying to think of like, well, she came home one day and saw like the shadow have like a gun in its mouth. Screamed again. So she was just like seeing very like vivid, odd things that the shadow would do. And then it would just like dissipate basically. But again, we kind of were like, she's exhausted. She's like working these 12 plus hour shifts, multiple days in a row. We've also been out drinking, like who knows. The first thing that happened to me was I came home, and sometimes her dad would come over and like help, build things or like fix things that we'd broken, because it was an old house. And so one day I got home and I heard a voice from the back room say, "Hey, baby." And it was a very low masculine voice. So I like called to the back room and I was like, "Hey, it's just me. My friend will be home in a little bit," because I just assumed that it was her dad since he would, come over. But there was nothing, there was no answer back, no voice back. And I was like, okay, that's a little bit weird. So I went back to go check. No one was there. No one was in the house. I called her, and my first thought is like nothing paranormal. I was like, someone broke in. I don't know who was in here. I don't know who was in the backyard. So we walked around. We were looking. No signs of forced entry. There was no signs of any people being there. We just thought that was very odd. Couple weeks after that, I went out on, I think it was like one of my first or second dates since the divorce. And he came back and we were going to like cook dinner together. So we got home, we were like setting out things to cook in the kitchen. And from the back room, the exact same place, we both heard, "Hey, are there any people here?" And we like locked eyes. So I know he heard it too. And he does not believe in like anything paranormal. So he kind of was like, "That's unsettling. I'm going to go check the whole house and see if there's anyone or anything here." Couldn't find anything. And he said something like, "That's so weird that there was a man that said, 'Hey, are there any people here?'" And I was like, "No, that was definitely a woman that said, 'Hey, are there any people here?'" So I was hearing that in a female voice, and he heard it in like a very low voice, which was weird. So that was kind of like the start of things for me. And I continued to hear things past that. It wasn't as like distinct. But about a month later, I got sleep paralysis for the first time and woke up to not seeing anything again, but just like hearing a woman next to me like talk to me and like pet my head, but it wasn't in like a endearing manner. It was definitely like very threatening in my opinion. And after I got out of that, I ended up just like climbing in bed with my friend and telling her what happened. And she's like, "It's weird that I'm seeing all these things. It's weird that you're hearing all these things. Like maybe we should like get some help for this." So through a friend of a friend, there was someone who kind of was able to like come into houses and like examine them and see like what's going on. And the second that we called her, she was like, "Okay, I feel like someone just like went through basically like a breakup, and this individual is doing drive-bys like by the house, and they're like feeding off of like there's something in the house that's feeding off of negative masculine energy." So and that was like something that she like could not have, there was no way for her to like know that. Also, you guys are welcome to ask questions too. Like I don't want to just
No,
No.
I love Amy's
I'm making this up.
I feel like I'm just like yapping for so long, and I'm like, oh no.
I'm like, well, maybe it's this, or what do I think? You go right ahead.
I love Amy's face
I'm
during
listening.
this. And I've heard this before, so that's why it's not surprising to me. But watching Amy be like, "Whoa," I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. Okay, that makes me feel better because it's like, am I just not letting them talk? Okay. So we had the conversation with her, and weirdly, just so fucking weirdly on the phone, she was like, "Have you seen signs of the house starting to rot?" And we were like, okay, that's like, no, like she just moved in here. She got the place inspected. Like there's nothing wrong. Like what an odd thing to say. And the lady on the phone was like, "Well, when I've seen these cases before, there's usually signs of the house. Like there's usually the house will start to rot because it's something like within the place." So almost exactly like she said, within like a week, we started to see like spots on the ceiling. No rain. We could not figure out anywhere there would have been water damage coming through. But then about a week after that, there was like a huge confrontation where like my ex actually like like knocked on the door very angrily, and we had to get like a security system because of him and stuff, and he just would not like leave us alone. And that night in particular was like a really bad and really like difficult night. And the next day, the whole ceiling and one of the rooms like fell through completely. And there was just, and I have a photo of that too. There was just like shit everywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I was
Yeah,
showing a
no.
photo.
When this podcast airs, you're gonna have to add that photo if that's okay with you, Liz.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can
Because people are gonna want to know about that photo, and then you need to definitely go to her socials and listen. This is wow. And first of all, I do want to say I'm sorry for all of the things that you and your friend were going through during this, because that's a lot.
Well, and I think it's like these things like never prey on you whenever you're like at the happiest points of your life. Like that's like what I've noticed. It just doesn't, because usually I think that there's like an element of almost giving power to these things. And like whenever you're low, it's like it just feeds into it. So it's like we're not strong enough to fight this off. Just going through stuff,
Right.
And then we have like, you know, some external situations, and the lady that we talked to even said this on the phone, where she was like, you know, sometimes like I'll tell people how to like get rid of these things, but some people just can't. And she's like, and I think that you guys are in the stage right now where you can't. So she eventually came and she did like everything that she could to get rid of it. I mean, there was like a full salt circle around the house. Like there was, she put like different like religious symbols and crosses like above each of the doors, and did prayers everywhere, locked our mirrors, which I had no idea about that before this. And she like examined everything and came back to us and said that there was some teenagers that had lived there prior to us that was probably doing some like experimentation in the back shed, drugs, whatever. Maybe Ouija boards. She doesn't know specifically what it is, but just they were messing around with a lot of different religious stuff that they knew nothing about, and ultimately like invited something in over there. And then when they moved out and we moved in, it just kind of kept getting stronger and just feeding off of whatever like sadness we were in.
But did they do the symbols in the shed?
They did the symbols in the shed, yeah.
Oh.
What about what your friend seen coming in the door, the man with the gun in his mouth? Did your friend see that was doing the walkthrough of the home?
Or
was there a previous suicide that you know of?
Right.
So at the time we didn't really, we were both like broke at the time. So because you know when you can like type in to know like information about a house before, and they're like, okay, like subscribe to this for like $15 and we'll send you some reports or whatever. Like we couldn't do that. So we never knew like any kind of house history at the time. But all these years later, whenever we've kind of like gone back and looked at it, because that's been the crazy thing about like retelling the story, is basically like I've contacted friends who were over and who would like hang out with us during this time, that we never talked to them about what was going on. Like we kind of kept it to ourselves because we didn't want like to freak our friends out. They all have their own stories like about being in our house that are like totally separate. And so we decided to go back and actually like investigate it, because there was some room like in between tenants as well. And that was the other thing too, was that after we moved out and new tenants moved in, they started to like report stuff and actually reached out to us and was like, hey, like, did anything like weird happen to you here? Were you guys like seeing shadow figures? Like, did you hear stuff in the back room? Which was exactly like what we experienced. But we went back, and honestly, like, I feel like at the times of investigations, like I don't always know how to process them, because you just kind of get like bits and pieces of stuff, or you know, it's like you do Estes method and you get like, you know, different words and you don't know exactly like what it is or what it relates to until you're looking back at it. But we ended up actually like, we have money now to be able to look and see like who lived there prior. And there was someone who, while living in the house, not within the house, but while living in the house, did kill a man. Not there, but like over streets away. And then there was 4 different counts of domestic violence in the home. 3 of them was a female partner filing them against a male partner, and 1 was a husband filing against his wife. And I feel like there was one more thing, but I can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
So can I ask?
Yeah, anything.
The kids who were doing this, were they living there right before you or a long time ago?
Right before us. Yeah, we know exactly who it was. And it was, there was kind of like prior to us living there was a hoarding situation in the house. And the grandma like kind of moved the kids out to the shed to basically like
make room for her junk. Nice.
Yeah, so they lived, these like teenagers like lived in that shed.
So
I don't know the full details of everything, but that's been a mix of what we've learned from like neighbors and stuff.
Wow.
Okay. Do you think then with the history there was the murder and it sounds like multiple families of domestic violence, maybe it's something with the land or something older, because it seems to have a pattern of negativity.
Or either
it's totally possible.
Doing some of the different things that they did, not knowing what they were doing, that they conjured no telling what. And you talking about clothes in the mirrors was obviously a portal. So they had easy access to come and go. So no telling what was coming and going through there. Feeding off of y'all's negativity from the bad things that you were going through. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we really have no idea. Whenever we were doing Estes method there, whatever we were communicating with was almost it's like it was like telling us to like go upstairs, like into the attic where it fell in. And we ended up going up there. We looked, we didn't see anything, but yeah, so we don't know if maybe the lady there that committed that crime was hiding in there at some point, or with some of the past like situations, because we also think during Estes that we might have been hearing like parts of arguments that occurred as well, and maybe someone just like hid up there, but there's really no telling what was there initially, what was let in, and how long it's been there, because that house has been around since the 60s.
Yeah, it's hard when you only investigate a location once.
Oh, yeah. So true. So true. Okay, so after living there and experiencing the things that you did, speaking to the people that lived there after, and you know that it just wasn't you and your friend that had experiences, what would you say to someone who told you baloney, BS, I do not believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I would say that's okay. Like, I would never like project like what I believe onto someone or what my experience is. Cause honestly, there's times truly that I have thought like, maybe I'm just delusional. Like maybe I've just made all this up in my head anyways. Like, maybe we had a Frogger in the home the whole time. And, we just, I'm like always like willing to look at things from like a very like skeptical side for sure.
I love that response. I love that. Because you're not like, now you listen to me. No. You jerk off, you.
Yeah. No, wait, and like, what?
If you could do this full time, investigate, would you do it?
Oh yeah, I would love to. I've been doing the story time stuff full time for like a couple years now. I graduated with my master's a couple years ago, and then stopped. I was a counselor and then kind of just stopped to pursue this for a little bit, but I would love it if I was like able to just do investigations.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, I know you said that you have done Estes before. What is your go-to device when you investigate?
I love the obelisk so much.
Oh my gosh, me too.
It's the best. It's honestly the best.
Me
It
too.
is
Me too.
my favorite piece of equipment that I own. I love the tripwire because it looks like Christmas lights.
I need
But
one.
oh, wait, I need to show you guys. I have two really cool pieces of equipment. Can I grab them? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay? Wait, I have this and
I seen
I think
something pink.
yes,
Ah.
I have something in my suitcase. I have my suitcase packed right now for another investigation. Right. Okay, so this is my Barbie Jeep rim pod. I love this thing so much.
You've had that with Trinity, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen it.
I love it.
Let me see if I can get it. I don't know if it has a battery or not. Getting batteries for these things is kind of the worst.
I knew I saw something pink.
Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, no, I have different like Barbies and stuff for it to like go.
Now, did you have someone make that for you personally, or do they already make them?
Yeah, Tim's rim pods on Etsy. He will like make you whatever you want.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, he makes mostly like Scooby-Doo and like Ghostbusters ones. But I reached out to him and I was like, hey, would you make a Barbie one? I forget who did this off the top of my head, but I also have a music box that plays Taylor Swift music. And it has like all the time she's like mentioned ghosts and lyrics.
That's cool. I'm just I'm not a huge Taylor Swift person, but I mean, I can't say some of her music isn't good. I see what y'all see.
Oh yeah.
But, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just not my type of music, but I love that idea.
Yeah. My goal was I'm still trying to find like the right, because she has a song called Haunted, but I haven't been able to find like a music box version of it. But eventually, once they like make one, I feel like that's like a good sound to have for investigations.
That's so crazy cool. Yes, I love that idea.
Yeah, and you can like switch to whatever you want too. Like you can like hook it up to your computer, have whatever artist play.
That's funny. But what about
awesome.
locations? What's your favorite location?
My favorite location? Oh, definitely the Crescent is by far the best location, just in terms of like staff, like absolutely incredible. And it's because it's so much more fun like whenever you go, this is like specific to hotels, when you go to locations and like you don't have to like sneak around to get this stuff. And it's so much more fun over there because the whole like everyone there actually is like into it and has their own ghost stories and stuff. So it makes it more enjoyable.
It's in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely want to plug them. And it's like you said, they not only embrace it, they actually participate in the investigations, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love them. I mean, I haven't been there personally yet. It's on my list to one day.
Yeah, no, definitely go there. It's awesome. They have a great spa. Like even if you didn't want to do anything spooky, great spa. It's beautiful. They have good pizza. But the spooky stuff, so much fun.
Did you say spirits, a spa, and pizza?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Do you think the morgue, so there's a morgue, an old morgue in the basement, and it has a bunch of jars with different things that they've dug up and other things. Is that where you think it's the most active or no?
So I think mostly what is there is residual, especially in the morgue. I think it's just kind of, I don't think there's an intelligent spirit in the morgue specifically. I think that there's intelligent spirits within the hotel itself, and they can come down to the morgue. For example, they have Michael. He was like their very first ghost who died like as he was building the building. And the story with him is like he was like flirting with someone and like fell off like scaffolding. Terrible, right? I know, but he's like kind of known to be like a poltergeist and a very like flirty poltergeist. Because anytime we've gone, like I've gone with Trinity, he's always out. He's very interested in Trinity. So he's like popped up and there before, but outside of that, do I think that the energy is very negative in there? Yes, I do, but I don't think it's intelligent.
Okay. I've watched,
if that makes sense.
I mean, I've seen you live there and Trinity as well. So, I mean, I've seen enough to know it's definitely active.
Mhm.
And so if anyone's interested in it and investigating, and we always say, know your protections, know your openings, know your closings before you just go do this. But if that's you, go check out the Crescent because
Yeah.
they're really great about it.
Yeah.
First
No,
and
they're
foremost,
amazing.
we want you to be safe.
Yeah. Agree. And
Do you
then
guys have, oh, sorry.
oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask do you guys have like ways to cleanse yourself that you guys recommend in order to do like spiritual hygiene?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I always make sure that I cleanse myself after investigations. Use lavender bundles, sometimes white sage, and I have been known to use Palo Santo. Sorry about that. And I also do close after each investigation, close our doors of communication. And I do prayers as well. That's something that I believe in.
I'm not religious. I'm more of the oils and crystals for protection. I overprotect myself, which is a funny thing among our friends who get annoyed that I overprotect myself before and then they don't get activity.
That's
But
funny.
I want to be safe.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'll use Palo or oils. I always use protection oil. I'll do that even before, which is where why am I so blurry? There we go. I'll use things before. And so I get it. It does. I've seen it firsthand at locations that are normally very active, and then I get there with all my shit on and nothing happens. So
Tim was like, I brought her to one I always have activity at. Now there's nothing.
nothing. Sorry. I don't want anything following me home.
No, no one wants that.
Thank you.
I don't want anyone to speak to me, and I do not want anything to follow me home.
Thank you. Glad you all understand.
I do. Totally.
Wait, so then there's the location that we don't want to say what it is.
Yeah.
But there's a location that is popular that you believe doesn't have activity or is enhanced or whatever. And we don't want to get sued, so we aren't going to say the name.
Yes.
But
can I be let in on it at the end?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. Yeah, and also if you wanted me to talk more about Crescent, I'm always like down to, by the way, if you needed like tidbits on history. But yeah, with that particular place. So basically my friends and I went there. It was recommended by Trinity. And I had never heard of it before. Had no idea what the place was. I called them. They were very interesting on the phone, which I feel like, I mean, you have to be an interesting person in general to own a haunted location. Like, I feel like everyone in this community is just kind of interesting in their own right. But they were very particular about not researching the history of the place, which I've never been told that on the phone before. They were like, we have our own packet of history. Like, we have our own packet for you to share, and we don't want anything else shared. Okay, that's fine. It was gonna be like a long, like spooky road trip anyway, so I was like, okay, like that'll subtract one place for me in terms of research. So we show up, we go to this place, and we sit down with them because they have to have a conversation about the place before we proceed with the investigation. And the one observation I had whenever I got there was that there was an RV off the property of the location that they lived in. They didn't actually live inside the house. So pulling up, I was like, okay, is it just like so haunted that they won't be inside? But they take us inside the house, give us like a 2-hour spiel about everything that's going on in the house. And the conversation was like frightening. I mean, they talked about things that they had witnessed in terms of like 600 like reported scratches, and they weren't like these aren't like the little like scratches that like you see. They're like gashes. So there was things like that. They talked about possessions, where they've seen, I think, around like 11 possessions in there that have gotten relatively violent. We had to sign a contract saying that if we died within 48 hours after like leaving the premises, that they're not liable for that, and that people have died after leaving the premises. They also talked about how that they have to like keep cameras on us at all times because they had one occasion where there's 2 women that came into the house. One was dying of a sickness. The other one was perfectly healthy, but they wanted to investigate together. And by the time they left the next morning, the person who was allegedly dying was perfectly fine and perfect health. But the other woman died a few weeks later. So they think that she made a deal with something inside of the house. So we're going like on this like this whole like rabbit hole with the owner of the house, and we're like, okay, this is frightening. This is another frightening story. This is another frightening story. I mean, I think he said that there was like aliens under the house at one point, and we're like, okay, like that's weird. And then he even like pulls out photos of like, you know, aliens. Anyways, but
I'm trying not to laugh out loud. Sorry.
no, I know.
Or are they peeping up through the registers or something?
Right.
I don't know. We all were kind of like, okay, this is like a little kooky, but like, again, we're all a little kooky. So what, you know, whatever. We're excited for the investigation. Some of these conversations are a little terrifying. I've never signed a contract like this before going like in somewhere. But we're just kind of like, okay, all right. And he, looking back on some of the footage of it, he was like, have you guys ever been rushed at by something before? No, we haven't. Oh, well, it's terrifying. Like people get rushed at in here all the time. So we're like, yeah, like that would be scary. Like we're not asking for that to happen. But as like the night proceeded, we didn't even like investigate there really. Like that we didn't like set up equipment. Other than maybe like a couple items because things were just happening. We would talk and there would be stomps upstairs. We would like say certain words and there would be like hissing or growls. Or at one point we got like rushed at where something like fully came down the stairs and like right next to where we were, like we heard the individual steps and stomps of something. That has never happened to me. So it started off with 4 of us, and the first 2 people got so scared that they left after a couple hours. So then me and another friend just kind of continued to stay. And we were going to try to sleep at this place, even though the contract tells you that they don't recommend you sleeping in the house at all, because it says whatever's here will try to attack you if you fall asleep. And will also try to tell you to get tired, like try to convince you that you're sleepy. So there's like a lot of like psychological buildup for this. And my friend, who is very, very, like, she is like tough shit. Like she's like my trespassing friend. She like breaks into the abandoned locations like by herself and like films vlogs. I mean, she left this place crying. Like this really like unsettled her to a level that I've never seen her unsettled. I grew up Catholic. I don't really like identify like with being Catholic anymore. But this place like scared me so badly that I went to go see a priest like within the next couple days, and had him bless like holy oil for me so that I was able to like protect myself that way. Yeah, I like talked to my therapist about this place for months preceding. I took a break, but I don't think I investigated for at least like 5 months after investigating that location because it was like so much. And after like looking online, I'm not the only person with that experience. It's traumatized other people as well. Other people have shared stories about like needing therapy. And maybe it is all real. Like maybe this place just is really like that spooky and that demonic. We were reached out to after posting the video about it, and someone said that the stomps and the growls that, or this, I think I got specifically like a hissing, like clicking noise, and that it's the exact same one. Oh, and I got a whistle, but it was the exact same one that they got. So they've been trying to go back through with other people who have done investigations to see how similar these sounds are. And they also said that which they have not been able to prove specifically, but they said that they had evidence of like seeing like Halloween prop places like stop by outside their house. So they believe, and there's people that have visited this house that believe that there could be stuff like planted inside the walls.
So,
and that they're operating it from the RV.
Yeah. And it's not just locations. Listen, there are plenty of people, especially with the introduction of TikTok and Facebook and all the lives, there are plenty of people who are not truthful. And it sucks because people like the three of us, it makes you look bad, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've been told, like, with going to places and stuff, like, there's some places that do not work with people on social media anymore. They just won't, because it's like someone will come in, typically a man, and ruin it for everyone.
Yep. It sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm a skeptic, so I'm an open skeptic, I call myself. But so for me, I know nothing I would ever do is fake, because I don't even really believe it until something huge happens to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have time to
Right.
fake anything. I work a full-time job plus do this stuff. And I'm definitely not going to sit. One time somebody suggested that we had speakers set out in a cemetery, like all through the cemetery as we walked and stuff was going, "Woo-la-la-la. Hello, hi."
That's
Come
crazy
on
work.
now.
I know, but that's because of these people who fake it.
True. I mean, some of the cemeteries we go to, we have the people that are responsible for them. Like, they mow them, they keep up with them. They're following us, telling where individuals are buried. So do you think they're going to tell us and help us and invite us into their cemetery if we're out there hooking up speakers to trees? Come on now, people.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I try to go to locations where the history is like interesting enough, like in itself, to where like, okay, if nothing happens here, the story is at least interesting, you know?
Wait, what kind of place is your favorite? Mine is a hotel.
I do like the bougie ghost hunting for sure. I try to like branch out. Like, that's what I call that, because it is. It's like bougie ghost hunting.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so comfy. It's so cozy. You can do it right in your room.
There's a bathroom.
There's a bathroom, exactly. But I try to branch out. Like, my friend that I said is like a super hard ass. I've trespassed with her before, but I'm so anxious. I'm such like an anxious individual that like when I do stuff like that, like, she's fine. And I'm not even scared of like ghosts in those situations. Like, I'm scared of like crackheads in some of these buildings. And so I'm like, you can always like see like me like shaking my camera as I'm looking around. Yeah, I don't mix with that as well. And I'm always like so scared of like like being arrested or something, or like getting fined for something like that. But it's always some of the coolest stories afterwards to be able to like share with people. Like one of the places that her and I went to, it was an old, now abandoned school that they held a human experiment there, where a lot of the kids that went to this school were disabled, And they told some kids that they were in science club. And in reality, they were feeding them radioactive oats. And Quaker was sponsoring this experiment, even though they didn't realize what was going on. And they were trying to figure out how they could get rid of people who had radiation poisoning, basically. And they didn't tell them what was happening. So the school ended up getting like shut down. But today, like if anyone happened to go to this particular location, you can still see like homework and everything like spread out on the floor. And there's some places like within that building that's been like completely like that's still pretty intact.
It's probably good that I can't really run or walk, because I feel like I'd be out there trying to get into these places.
That one right there sounds worth it.
Yeah.
So much has happened. Yeah.
But I can't run from the cops, man.
I'll get on my back. Get on Shannon's back.
I will say I did have one run-in with the cops with an asylum out in New York. It was the first place that I ever investigated. I had no idea, ever trespassed. I had no idea what I was doing. And there's so many YouTube videos of this place online that I just figured like, oh, like they don't care. But they do care. They do like patrol. And me and this friend, we were like inside the building, like doing an investigation. And then like the next thing we know, there's like a spotlight on the building. Like people are asking us to come out. But I think we looked so ridiculous, like with our like ghost equipment, and like we were not prepared. We had like skirts on, and like, but they were just like, they just laughed and like let us
go home. Like, go home.
Yeah.
Little ladies, go home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We are not telling people to trespass.
No.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't trespass.
Never.
Here in Kentucky, I don't want to have to get in trouble because they're pretty stiff about it. So if there's a no trespassing sign, that's it. Nope, Amy's not going.
Well,
yeah.
And a lot of these places, I don't know why, they don't have no trespassing signs.
Right.
A lot do around us. Yeah, a lot do, and we just don't go. Like, remember the cemetery we pulled up to, and we had been there before, but we went back, and they had a sign saying they'd shoot us. Remember that? Like,
oh my gosh. No.
Okay,
no.
I'll leave.
Also, Amy and Shannon were at a cemetery that they go to regularly, and they have permission to be there at night.
Mm-hmm.
But the cops showed up, and he ended up being very interested, and he didn't actively investigate, but he was
he joined us.
Yeah.
We cleansed him before he left and everything. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, that's one we can go to it. We have open access, and all I have to do is let the owner know that I want to go. So he didn't know that, and he was like, okay, so what's going on up here, when he was doing his little check. I was like, yeah, come on, join us. I thought it was cool.
And he did. Awesome. Yeah, that's what you want when you get caught. But don't do it, everybody. Listen to us. Don't trespass.
Be good.
Yes. Okay.
Be good, boys and girls.
We have something fun that we like to do, which is a 60-second speed round of questions.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready? Yeah. How tall are you?
5'3".
Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla.
Dog kisses on the mouth, yes or no?
If it's my own dog, yes. Not others.
Oh. Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Books or movies?
Movies.
What was your first job?
A Disney princess.
That's so cute.
Not in Disney World, though. It's at a birthday party place.
Text or call?
FaceTime.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
Couple hours.
Worst subject in school?
PE.
Okay, if you find a hair in your food, are you going to send it back?
Probably not. How big's the hair? Wait.
Is it curly?
Yes.
How expensive is the food?
You're at Cheddar's. Do y'all have a Cheddar's around there?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I was in the back. Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite season?
Oh, autumn.
Name one of the 7 dwarfs.
Dopey.
Favorite
Perfect.
movie genre? I feel like I already know this.
Yeah, it's definitely horror or like psychological thriller.
Go-to junk food.
Fruity Pebbles.
Mm,
Love that.
yummy.
I love cereal.
I eat a lot of that.
Are you typically on time?
Never. No.
You were today.
No. I was so worried that I wasn't going to be. I'm trying to be better on being on time because I don't
You
want to waste
did
people's
great.
time. So, yes, but usually not.
City that you want to visit.
Tokyo.
Ooh, good one.
Something nice that you did for yourself recently.
Oh,
And if you say nothing, then you need to go do something nice for yourself.
Yep. It's taking too
what
long.
have I done? Yeah, no, wait. What did I do? What did I do?
Your nails look nice.
I got my nails done. I did get my nails done recently.
They are
Yay.
pretty.
Yeah, that's a good. Okay, I'm glad you
you're
noticed
still
that because I was.
You're still required to do something nice for yourself, though.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Even though I love your nails, do something nice for yourself.
Sweet.
Agree. Wait, so city that you want to visit, I just want to go back to that. Is that
Yeah.
for paranormal or is that just in general?
Both. Definitely both.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Been dying to go to Japan. My brother came back from Japan not that long ago, and I've been jealous. But I want to go investigate over there for sure.
Yep.
I would need to like meet up with a local so that because I would need someone to translate that. But
Yeah. Well, I think that's all we had for our questions.
awesome.
The only thing that I ask is if you make it to Tokyo, you have to go to the gas stations and get some of the cool food that they have and the drinks and stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and as a
Excuse
like
me.
a 10 out of 10. Like as like a Disney fan, I am dying to go to like the Disney Sea over there and all of that.
I
Wait, yeah,
hope you make it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
when are you coming back to LA?
I'll probably be back like middle of February.
Ooh, I'll be here. Well, I think that's it. We're so happy that you came on and thank you for being our guinea pig first guest.
No, thank you so much. I've also not been a guest. I feel like I'm not like the best like interviewee either. So I appreciate you like bearing with me and letting me like stumble through things with you guys.
No, thank you so much. This has been awesome. I've loved getting to know you. It's been great.
And we've all investigated with Trinity, which is funny.
Mm-hmm.
No way. Okay, wait, where did you guys go with her?
The Bell Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shut up. Okay. That's on my bucket list. That's not a place that I've gone to yet.
We should meet there sometime.
Mm-hmm. Bell Mansion. Also
that place.
Bell Witch. I don't know if you guys are planning any kind of like Tennessee thing, but I'm trying to.
You know that I have a couple of good friends who have tours up there too.
Really? Okay.
Black Wolf Paranormal, yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Awesome.
So that's something that we could definitely do too.
Yeah.
We also have a place in Fort Wayne, which is where Bell Mansion is, but he doesn't like us to say that it has activity, so we're not going to say it, but we have 2 places in Fort Wayne.
Okay. That's really cool.
It's a restaurant. And it's a restaurant, but also, so Amy's husband, Shannon, we all investigated there, I don't know, 6 months ago or so in the summer. And Shannon had a really weird experience and said what he saw in the basement was one of the darkest things that he has really seen. And we should have him on here and have him talk about that. But it opened something up in him psychically. And then I talked to the owner a few weeks ago. He said the same fucking thing happened to him after that night.
And wait, where is this?
Fort
This
Wayne.
is in okay, so this is in like the undisclosed like location. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Very interesting place for sure.
we need to go back. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you allowed to share off record what that is?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
later? Okay.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
curious.
Yeah.
What is it? I feel a trip a coming. It's rolling round the bend.
Amy's just always trying to get me those clips of bloopers.
That's not a blooper. That's grade A.
But yeah, thank you. And what are we saying from now on? We're saying meet back here in a week.
Yes.
Thank
Let's
you.
meet back here. Yeah, this has been great. Thank you. And like I said, I'm not being overly nice. It was awesome getting to know you.
It was so good meeting you.
Yes.
Literally
thank you.
Lizzie with an I. Lizzie with an I on the end across all socials.